Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End on your Monday evening. I'm Marcus Dash right here with our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. Yeah, baby.
What's up? What is up, Marcus? Hey, man, what they say? The sun is out. Hey, the guns are out.
Guns out, baby.
So we are here in full effect, baby. So, man, first, shout out to Big Mike Pennell, okay, for inspiring us to do the tank tops, okay? So we had to give a shout to Big Mike. Just let him know, okay? How this thing is working out, man. If y'all didn't get to see that episode, I was telling Mike about his tank tops, the cutoff shirts. I said, man, you got to get me send me about 4 or 5 of them my way. But you know, man, hey, it's out here, baby. It's out here. So the sun is here. Summer is officially here. Yes, here in Kentucky, man. It was like, melting heat, melting this past weekend.
Yep.
I had to go speak at one of the Juneteenth celebration we have in Harrisburg. It's like the biggest one here in the state of Kentucky. So I got up there and spoke. But man, what I'm telling you, oh my gosh, it was probably about 3,500 people, 4,000 out for that deal.
Dang.
Everybody was out there. And it's always a good time because everybody, celebrates it. White, black, everybody comes through. And then we had at the very end, Nappy Roots came out to come play. And so those fellas, man, did a great job. But what's up, man, with you? How you doing? I see you got the little farmer's tan on you too, man. What's been going on?
I do. Yeah, we had our flag game yesterday. It was like 98 degrees during our flag game, and that's what this is from. It's a little burn, a little tan, a little both right there. But yeah, we wore tank tops, so I got the tank top of the farmer's tan going.
Yeah, I got you.
We tied our opening game for the summer, JD. We tied in our opening game for the summer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because they don't do overtimes in regular season, only do overtimes for the playoffs. So 20-20, we score a touchdown to tie the game with like by about a minute left.
Oh man. Well, y'all had to just y'all got to close it out, baby. Close it out. How'd y'all let them jump on top of y'all like that?
I mean, a couple of mishaps here and there. Some drop bombs led to just stalled out drives. And then, the defensive lapses. So, I mean, it's week 1. And we got a new guy on our team, too, so we're kind of adjusting to everything. Some of the guys have gone from our team. So, JD, I don't envy GMs having to, cut players and coaches having to cut players because we kind of voted on our team to get rid of one of the guys on our team. Kind of became a little diva-ish. Since I'm the captain of the team, I had to be the one to kind of let him know that he was voted off the team, essentially.
Wow. Is that right? Oh, so you're the one that had to talk, huh? You were the Grim Reaper.
I was Brett Veach, JD. I had to bring him in. Hey, sit down. And luckily it was a text message. It wasn't a face-to-face thing, but it was more like, hey man, it's kind of run its course here. We love you. I want to let you know now so you have time to go find a new team before the summer league starts. So
by text? I get rid of him by text, Marcus? Like the audacity. Y'all jokers can't even have the decency, to sit me down and even have a dinner or something, right? Say it to my face. Even a phone call. How about a phone call? Speak to you in person.
He's actually a type who doesn't like phone calls. So I would call him and then he respond back to me in voice to text. That's or not voice to text, but the audio voice memos. That's how we get text messages from me. He wasn't a big texter, but yeah, it was tough. Cold blood. I see it, Chad.
Cold blooded. Yes, sir. Man. Come see. I was gonna say, come bring your playbook with you. Sasha said, "Come see Marcus and bring your playbook." Yeah.
it was. I didn't want to do it, but it was one of those things. Run its course. I mean, JD, we win games 50-12, and I would get texts after games like novels, like you didn't throw me the ball. You're not targeting me. You're playing favorites out there. And it's been going on for like 4 years now. So it's like, okay, I'm done with that. I can't debate. I can't be babysitting like a 35-year-old man. I can't be doing that.
I hear you. But 4 years and you let it go by text. Hey, listen, man, this is gonna run its course, man. I appreciate it. Like, that guy. Hey, I don't know what the guy's name, whatever it is. Hey, man, man, we're gonna sit down and have a good, good conversation, man. Look, listen, here's the deal, and what you've been doing. Look at these texts you've been sending me. Like, we can't operate like this. So it's better that we just kind of part ways. Okay, you stand up, and shake his hand, and let that be it.
I wanted it in writing, JD. I wasn't going to send him an email. I wanted it in writing so, people know like that this is what happened. Because, with this guy, I don't want to be going around telling the team, telling everybody he left us. Like, no. We let's get rid of you.
What was the movie You Got Served? Remember that movie? You Got Served?
Was that the Jessica Alba movie?
No. You Got Served was with the B2K. And Marcus Houston.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Steve Harvey was the guy that was doing the what's the name of it? So I guess there was a guy, I can't think of his name right now. I see his face. And they thought he was going to be back on his team. And then all of a sudden he goes past them and goes to the opposite squad. They're like, hey, man, what's going on? Like, and so he goes and do all their dance moves right in front of him. Like, man, they still on that move. That's what you're going to see about him, man. He's going to be on somebody else's squad. He's going to be like, oh, man, he's going to be like, just go past y'all. Hey, watch the post. So
I will say also too, on top of him being mad about not getting targets, he was also running the wrong routes. We had play bands and everything. He would wherever he'd see me release the ball, he would try to run over to where I was throwing the ball, releasing it to. So he'd bring another defender over there. I can't even tell how many times I threw interceptions based off him taking his defender over to the other route and stuff. So that was the only things that I would notice. Other players on the team, some noticed that he was running their routes into their routes, but it was completely. I mean. Yeah, he wanted clips for the gram. That's all it was in the end.
Okay, I see you. Yeah, showboat. He wanted showboat. That's what he wanted the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh,
so some of the team thought that he didn't care if we won, and I got that impression too, where it was more about as long as he got clips and touchdowns, he didn't care what our record was at the end of the season. Most everybody on the team just wants to win.
Oh yeah, no, you can't have a dude like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey man, beat it, kick rocks. So yeah, I got you. Man, what's up? Let me say what's up to the chat in here, man. The chat is over here sizzling right now.
On fire.
It's absolutely booming. Good to see everybody. Look at Pono Kawhi. What's up, Pono? How you doing, my man from Hawaii? What up, my guy? Who's your final wide receiver room with the regular season starts? Ooh, I had to tell you. 1, Rasheed. 2, Xavier, Hollywood. Who you got? 4, Royal. 5, Juju. 6, Remigio. So, okay. It's good. It's a good little mix, So I think they'll run 7, to be honest with you, Pono. So that's where I'm at with it, man. But other than that, man, who else we got it? Gary Holland in. What's up, Gary Holland? I'm the Brown is in here. What's down? I'm the Brown. G Pick. What's going on, my guy? Good to see you. Witchy Hall is always here. Witchy, always great to see you. Laura Zingser. What's up, Laura? Good to see you. She said, love you jumping in, Susan. So, Sweetie is on here. I know Sweetie's on here. What up, baby? Don't give him a hard time, Jason. Who's she talking about? I don't know what she talking. I don't know. I don't know what she talking. Let me see. It must be up in the chat somewhere, right? Sasha, what's going on? JD wants all the smoke. So what's going on in the chat? Let's see what's saying. Let's probably talking about him getting talking about the dude.
I think she said don't give me a hard time about me not bringing him down for dinner and
right. Okay. Neff, what's going down, Neff? Good to see you. Cold-blooded. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Marcus is cold-blooded. That's how he is, man. Cold-blooded. Faye Smith, what's going on, Faye? Good to see you. About time, my brother. Good to see you. About time. Who else we got in here tonight? Right now, at the time, Jeremiah de Muertos. Colorado's on fire. Colorado is on fire right now. I bet it is. So literally on fire, or is it like hot out there? Is that what you're saying, Jeremiah de Muertos? Probably a little bit of both, man. All the woods and stuff out there. So,
point.
Yeah. Yeah. So who else we got out here? I heard somebody talking about the Thunder as well. I think it was Faye was talking about it.
There you go.
So, yeah, Thunder NBA champs. I'm be honest. I didn't watch not one game of the series.
You didn't? You didn't watch any of it? All seven? None of the seven? Wow.
Zero.
Why? What was it? Not an attractive matchup for you?
Not even that, man. I didn't even watch really any of the playoffs. I think I watched maybe one or two games. Just busy, man. Just I don't know. I just doing other things, other stuff to do. I'm trying to fall back in love with basketball. It was like really, my second or third love. And I don't know, man, it just watered down. Look, I'm a LeBron fan. Okay. Wanted to see the Lakers do what they was going to be able to do. They doo-dooed in the bed, so everything else I didn't get to see. I wanted to see also too, New York. I heard New York was balling. And I was getting a little bit, obviously some things from that, but yeah, I didn't get to watch any of the series, man. So
yeah, NBA drafts on Wednesday night, so that'll be we'll be competing with that as we do our show. We'll be competing with that on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's all good, all good. Nathaniel Walker, what's going on? I work in a factory in Southeast Kansas. I agree the summer heat has arrived. You in the warehouse? I know you feeling it, Nathaniel. Nathan. Andrea Chenal, good evening to you too. Linda Hunter, how you doing, Linda? She said it was 96 degrees today in the Philly burbs. Woo! Still 90 degrees now at 8:30. Yes. We was getting a little bit of that too. So Illy Philly. I know how it is up there. Good. Let me see. Who else we got in here? So there's Sweetie right there. Sweetie, love you, babe. Love you. Deshaun Hammers, what's going on, Deshaun? Rich Cooper is here. What's going down? Rich. Let's see who else we got. Wingus Dingus. What's going down? Wingus Dingus. So, yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Justin Blackwell's here. Basketball hasn't been the same since Oakley was throwing elbows. Totally different league right now, Justin. Totally different league. There's a lot to say about that. So,
what do you make of it? Because it's been a kind of a conversation since last night, since Halliburton tore his Achilles. It was the third guy in the playoffs who tore his Achilles. Dame, Jason Tatum, and Halliburton. Some are saying 82 games is too long, although they've been playing 82 games for forever. So all of a sudden now it's a big thing. And I think some people are just trying to make it more a broad thing about sports in general, why we're seeing more Achilles injuries now in the NFL and NBA than we had before. Do you have a theory on why that might be? Is it more of these players are getting bigger and faster comparatively to what back in the day? The speed of the games.
I'm sure it's probably compilation of things, Marcus. To be honest with you, here's one of my opinions is that I don't believe it's as physical as it used to be, and so I said this where in football, and I'll speak about our sport in specifically, you don't necessarily hit during the summer, and what you would see the very first time that they got away from doing a lot of that padded practices and whatnot. You've seen a lot of soft tissue injuries, guys pulling a lot of different things. And it's just because guys didn't lean on each other like they did in the past. And so when you had to physically do something and get your body ready for it, and you could only do that. You can't simulate that, lifting weights and all that. You had to actually play football to get the body ready for it. And I think that's part of the issue. That's part of it. Same thing with basketball. Everybody talking about MJ, talking about Oakley. M Jokers was hitting. It was a physical sport back then. I used to love it. You don't see too much of that right now. Who was I talking to? I was talking to, it wasn't Kenny Walker. It was Derek Miller. And Derek Miller was sitting there saying, like, man, he said, I couldn't play it today. And he was like, because all these guys they all friends. Even if you're balling, they take care of each other. There's some validity to that for sure. And so when you hear kind of older guys talk about these things, as far as the sports wise, they do reference that it's not as physical as it used to be. So under Brown, his synopsis is sports leagues are training people to push their bodies to the limit of speed to train less for agility, control, and endurance. Yeah, sure. Speed for sure, but some guys are still doing endurance, some agility, contact for sure. So yeah, that fits into what I was saying as well. But I think as far as agility wise, I think they still kind of there on the Brown. But it is definitely about speed. It's all about like skill sets, right? Like basketball. I mean, you see the skill that these guys got out there now, man. It is absolutely phenomenal. Watch these dudes play ball, the things they're able to do. But you can't tell me that Kevin Durant's he ain't in the weight room lifting weights like that. You know, I'm just saying. You know, I ain't trying to single him out. I'm just saying, you know, Kevin Durant, if he had to play in the old days, I don't know how I would do for him. So, but I like Kevin Durant, man. He's that Joker, man, is an absolute phenom. You know, I like everything about him. I'm just saying that his frame and the way he looks, you know, he might get pushed around back in the day. You know, you get a couple of elbows, you know, from Karl Malone and all them jokers, it's over. You know what I mean? So that's mine. That's mine. But I think I agree with you on the Brown on some of the things you said too. What do you think, Marcus?
I mean, I do think maybe pace of play. I think this year the pace of play was higher than it had been in a long time, and I think we're talking about, you know, teams are going more run and gun now than they ever have before, and you're seeing that from an 82 game standpoint, and we are sustaining that play from 82 games, and you're talking about 7-game series throughout the playoffs on top of the 82 game season. I think it's, you know, and the weird thing is too, it's like if you look at, well, not Halliburton so much, but Tatum and Dame's injury, that was off loose balls. There was a loose ball, and they went to go get it. I mean, it's a freak thing too. I mean, it's sports. I mean, you know, shit happens, right? And so it's like it's weird you're seeing that injury more so than ever. As far as football, you don't really see Achilles that much in like, well, at least the last few years. You see more Achilles injuries from the quarterback position, which would kind of go to your theories, like as far as practicing. I mean, quarterbacks don't get touched at all in practice. There's really not that element of like, you know, yeah, if, you know, guys will come around and touch you instead of actually tackling you and whatnot. But like, it's a little bit of differences as far as like they're not really practicing the way they actually play the game. And you see Rodgers and Kirk Cousins 2 years ago with their Achilles injuries. It's like it's just different for them. But yeah, I would say for basketball, I think pace of play has just gotten. It's a little different than how it used to be, and they're playing faster now. I mean, teams are shooting like 83s a game, so they're getting the ball and they're shooting fast, and they're shooting and they're going fast breaks and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Well, they know what's going to keep people in the seats, right? Fast-paced game, high-scoring game. Same thing with football, and so you can argue the point that some of the rules today is advantageous for the offense. You know, we kind of know that. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you that that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason. Justin Blackwell said Durant dropped something like 36 in the Allen Fieldhouse. Hate him, but respect this game for sure. You got to respect this game. Got to.
Yeah, he was awesome at Texas when he was in college for that 1 year.
Oh yeah. Laura Zingzer said, JD, how much stretching do players do to prevent injury? You know what I think they have sports scientists now that are more enmeshed in a lot of programs. So I know that they do emphasize it, Laura, as far as doing those things. Now, if guys taking it serious, that's a whole different thing altogether. But I do know they do try to emphasize those things as far as that getting back. Like we seen, like when Patrick works with his trainer, you know, how he bends, and he knows how what it's going to look like when him getting pushed around the pile and stuff. So certain guys do train for those things, but I think for a guy that wants to stay for a long time, it would be in his best interest to do those those type of stretches, at least incorporate into their routine. So Lonnie Pyramid, what's up, Lonnie? Yo, my guys, hope all's well. Prayers as always. Appreciate it, Lonnie. Hope you're doing well too, my guy. Hope everything's going with you, well with you, man. So, but yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so tonight we're going to get into obviously our Monday shows. We've been doing every position group on the team, and obviously minicamp is wrapped up now. So now we're countdown to training camp. So with our remaining Monday shows until training camp, we're going to have, we're going to be finishing out the different position groups the next few Mondays. And then we have our AFC West reviews to look at the other teams, what they did this offseason, as we're going to see them total 6 times during the season. So we'll get to know our familiar foes a little bit going into this 2025 season. But tonight, we have a linebacker, JD. Perfect. We're both going with tank tops tonight. And by the way, guys,
linebacker, yes, sir.
This was not planned at all. JD and I both came on. We're like, oh shoot, both going with tank tops tonight. But yeah, perfect though. Tank tops for linebacker night. I mean, we got Jeffrey Bassa, we got Nick Bolton, we got Chenal. All those guys are stacked. So it only makes sense we come out and show the guns tonight. So yeah, and we have some sound bites from Nick Bolton from last week, who kind of talks about some interesting stuff, because I know we're big Nick Bolton fans on this show. We have been, and for some reason that was a big take to be a Nick Bolton fan, because for some reason our fan base is so divisive when it comes to him. But so split on him at least. But we're going to talk about tonight. There's one soundbite that I wanted JD to comment on, which kind of shows you why the Chiefs signed the guys and extended him for as long as they did, because he's worth everything, JD, worth all that he got.
We've known this. Like you said, we're huge fans of Nick Bolton. We know what he brings to the table. I think it goes back into people didn't want to pay him. They didn't think it was elite. When I was sitting there saying it's elite, and I went with this guy all last year, seemed like he kept coming on my feed talking about he's not elite. He ain't. I said, look how he won the game. Look at the tackles he made. Look the difference on the game. So nobody's going to play perfect, man. But for me, I think he's an elite linebacker. I like what he does, and the Chiefs paid him like that too, Marcus. So, hey, man, everybody going to have their own opinion. Shout out to Nathan Graham, Ray 028, and Nana Sherry coming in here tonight too, man. We're going to get into it, though. But go ahead, man. Proceed, brother. Proceed.
Let's do it. So we're going to talk about this is our linebacker room. This is who it is, the guys who are returning. So we have Nick Bolton, Chenal, Drue Tranquill, Cole Christensen, Jack Cochran, and Cam Jones. So these are all the guys who are returning to this team in 2025, guys who are previous players on the squad returning. We have 3 new ones, so a total of 9 linebackers on the team. So JD, these are the 6 guys who are returning from last year. Obviously, Nick Bolton kind of is the front man here. He was in a contract year last year, got paid, and obviously Spags loves his green dot in Nick Bolton. But obviously, before we kind of get to kind of talk about the entirety of the room, the guys who are coming back, this is a soundbite that stood out to me, and I wanted you to kind of you and I to kind of look at it and kind of rejoice. See, like, yes, guys, this is who we re-signed. This is a soundbite that kind of tells you so much about Nick Bolton and how much the guy eats, sleeps, football. I mean, that's all the guy has is football in his mind. So this is a soundbite. I give you a preface here. You're going to hear the questions asked by him. But they're asking about Gelati and Norman Lott, what he thinks about those two. And Bolton talks about how he went back and watched the rookie minicamp. So apparently they get rookie minicamp on their iPads, and he watched it. And
leader, baby. That's a leader. That's what a leader does right there. Yeah. He want to know who his warriors are.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I heard this, I'm like, okay, we have to talk about this. We're going to talk about linebackers today. We got to talk about this soundbite. So this is Nick Bolton.
You got the full. Now you got the full thing.
Yeah, we do, baby. Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So here,
yeah. Go ahead.
So here's Nick Bolton, just kind of showing how much he loves football and how much he's the leader of the defense here. So this is Nick Bolton.
All right.
Nick, just considering the green dot, the top 2 defensive draft rookies, Norman Lott and Gelati, how do you feel they came along and maybe what their readiness might be for training camp?
Yeah, I was super surprised, man, of how smart those guys were, how focused they were, how self-driven they were. I actually got the chance to kind of look at them in the rookie minicamp they had before we got down here. And I understand, like, conceptually wise, how difficult it is coming from college and playing a multiple scheme here. So those guys are picking it up, making calls, making reads, and giving communication back to the linebackers, letting them know they got the call and stuff. And me with the green dot, it means a lot. So you know everybody's on the same page, and they're all doing that through their camp, but then through OTAs. And so I'm super excited for those 2 guys for sure. We got a lot of other guys that are contributing as well, but those 2 for sure are doing great.
In what way did you get a look at them during rookie minicamp?
We got it on our iPads, and so everybody can watch the plays and stuff like that. And I know what plays are called by looking at it, so I kind of understand if guys doing the right thing or not. And those guys have maybe little to none mistakes and mental errors, and so as you progress, you want to eliminate the mental errors and just play fast. And football's not perfect, but the mental part can be.
You always do that, even the practices that you're like that?
Yeah, for sure. Even when I was dinged up or out not playing, it's kind of good to just keep your mind refreshed. Some things change year to year, so I just want to make sure that I'm up to key on stuff like that. And that might be something we talked about in OTAs, on virtual meetings. Then they come here and they do it on the grass, and you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot about that. So it's just good to get a mental refresher so you're just up to speed on everything.
I mean, that guy, if you're going to pay somebody big money, it's going to be a guy who's prepping and studying, even the rookies who are coming in, because each wants to be on top of things. I mean, that's just what does that tell you, JD, about Nick Bolton? Things we already knew, obviously, but this kind of even goes beyond that, because this is like dedication on top of dedication.
Nick Bolton is the leader of the defense. And so, like I said before, he needs to know who is fighting with him. He needs to know exactly what their IQ is, bringing them up to speed, them also to retaining, the type of information that they need to be successful. And also, too, he was looking at, the calls. Are they making the calls right to the linebackers? Is the communication seamless like it should be? And all those things are important, especially with a young guy coming in to be, especially if you're going to get something out of him. So we know Gelati, Norman Lott, these guys are going to come out there and they're going to play. Bassa, these guys are going to play immediately. And so he wants to know if these guys are going to be able to fit. And so as a leader, which also has commitment, you got to have vision. You got to have a clear plan as far as what it is that you want the guys around you to do, and who you want them to be. And so if somebody is not up to speed, then it is his job to get them there. And he understands that. So when you talk about commitment, it's dedication, but also too, man, it's responsibility. That's what he's doing. That's what he understands. And so him being the green dot, I've said this before, and Spags said the same thing. Nick Bolton he's my brain actor on the field. That's who Nick Bolton is. So, and we got to talk about, like, that's another thing. Try to bring another guy in to train him to be, your brain and your thought process through everything takes time. It takes time, especially when you got somebody in the building that can do those things and an effective linebacker. So that's what tells me about him, man. Yeah, like G-Pick said, Bolton's a field general. No question about it. We understand his leadership qualities. We know his playmaking ability. He's displayed all those things and then some to a high level. And that's why we like him. That's why we love him. And so this is just, I wouldn't think or expect anything less than that, Marcus, from a Nick Bolton, really.
And the one thing that I've seen, because a lot of people kind of were just blown away by that. I think I saw, it was a former player who commented on, because it was a clip that I saw on Twitter. A former player commented on that, saying that, like, what you have right there is a testament to who the player is in Nick Bolton. I forgot who it was. But they were talking about how, like, that's not what him watching rookie tape.
Yeah.
Most veterans aren't doing that, just for the fact that, like, because from there's a standpoint of I'm going to, whatever changes are going to happen, I'm going to see in a couple of weeks at OTAs or mini camp. To go back and watch the rookies are, because two things. It shows you, I want to get to know these guys, like you kind of mentioned, the Gelati, the Norman Lotts. I want to know how they're trusted with linebackers. And also, too, you want to know what kind of changes have been made, and you're going to see that with some of these the rookie linebackers. But it just tells you a leader, people who were questioning so much about Nick Bolton, and it's like, no, guys, that's a real. Not only is he a young guy who's a leader on this team, but this is a guy who's a real deal dude who wants to be able to be kind of like a coach out there, in which, like, a green dot linebacker in a lot of ways is a coach on the field, but, like, that kind of shows you. I mean, this guy is all that in a bag of chips, man. I mean, that's just like, if you were uncertain about the Chiefs paying him, watching that, I hope you were like, you know what? I'm a Nick Bolton guy. I hope him saying that changed a lot of people's minds on that, because he's not just a guy who plays and dominates and gets tackles. It's more than that with him.
You would hope so. And like me and my nephew always say, like, man, it sounds good, but it don't rhyme right, because you're gonna have some Nick Bolton haters, and they're gonna stay Nick Bolton haters, and that's a shame, because what you don't do is you can't appreciate who he is, what he's been able to do out on the field. And that's the issue. That's the problem. Because when you're looking at your prototypical middle linebacker, you're looking for a guy who's 6'3", 6'4", like a Fred Warner. That's what you look for. Look for a guy like that, right? And so that's what they're thinking. Oh, he's not big enough. Oh, he don't move fast enough. And Nick, all he does is just play. He makes plays. He's made plays ever since he's been here. Has he gotten beat? Sure. We all get beat on in NFL. So Fred Warner too. And so when we sit there and we think about as far as like his contribution for everything on the field, like you cannot take that away from him whatsoever, because he has been absolutely vital to what we do and our success on defense. And so he puts everybody in the right place. So I want everybody to understand this. At middle linebacker, him being Spags' brain, he puts everybody in place where they need to be. He communicates that to everyone. The secondary, the safety kind of does that, but they still got to hear from Nick. Nick's still the one that's saying, hey, man, what are we doing? What we got? And he knows everybody needs to be in area-wise. And so it's hard to replace a guy like that. It just is. It just is. So one thing, how we do, Marcus, look, we're going to put everything in order. You're going to tell the truth about it. And so, yes, hey, Nick Bolton don't have to be 6'4". He doesn't. But when you start looking at leading the Chiefs in tackling, look who's done that since he's been here. And I'm talking about it's not even close. You're talking about middle linebackers for the past few years, okay? Nick Bolton has shown up. He came out of SEC as a leading tackler. There was a reason because of that. Why? Because he was a ball hawk. He knew how to scan the offense and know what guys are doing. So we're talking about intelligence as well. And so he has all those things wrapped up in one, and we know he's an athletic guy, right? So if you want to talk about Nick Bolton and, getting beat on some passes and stuff like that, sure, okay, but do that. But I'll tell you what, Nick Bolton is vital to what we do. He's imperative to our defense. He is. And so, when we talk about all the other guys that surround him, Nick Bolton has got to know what everybody is doing. They have to. So,
I mean, you play. Obviously, there was no iPads back then where you guys could access like rookie minicamp from wherever you're training in the offseason. I mean, how many guys you did? For me, that probably would have watched that. I mean, because I feel like that's not a lot of players are watching rookie minicamp. Because think about it, most of rookie minicamp, maybe 10 of those guys you're actually gonna play with on the during the season. Majority of that stuff, you're not going to know any of those guys. I mean, seemingly it's a waste of a watch because most of those guys aren't going to be there in a month when you come back to go to OTAs and minicamp.
Yeah, sure, right. But I always say this, we don't know. We don't know who's going to make the roster, who's not going to make the roster. We don't know exactly where everything's going to flow. And so we start going through some of these names, okay? And I'm going to say this. The linebacker core, this is going to be some changes here, man. There's going to be some changes. And the reason we went and got Bassa is because I do believe they were kind of waiting for guys to kind of step up. They waiting for guys to do a little bit, to display a little bit more than what they thought and expected. My thing is, hey, this is going to be a huge display, okay, in camp on who's going to make the squad, like who's good enough to make the squad, who's good enough to stay here at linebackers, man, because there's a couple names on here, right? Now, look, this ain't nothing against guys, but this is the NFL. Hey, man, what have you done for me lately? That's what they want to know. And they're going to know what you've done on special teams. They want to know what you've done when you come in the game. They want to know how you've been doing, also too in the meeting room, right? Have you picked this thing up? When some of these guys go out, when they come in, what do? How do you perform? And people need to understand this though too. Let's make this clear. Linebackers is not like one of those positions that get hurt a lot. They just don't. Okay, so the main guys are going to be probably the main guys pretty much all year, Marcus. That's pretty much kind of the same thing across the board. It really is. It's almost a rare thing that linebackers get hurt. Linebackers get hurt. Guess what they do, Marcus? They play hurt. They come in and play hurt. You know, Nick Bolton had the big old what's that, the forearm thing? You know, where
the club.
Yeah, the club on his. You know, so you know, shoot. I mean, it's just, you know, that's one of those positions. It's one of those positions where you got to get in where you fit in, okay? And if you're not that guy, you're gonna be sitting on the bench a lot. You're gonna be playing a whole lot of special teams, but as far as like, you know, actual play against the pass or the run, you know, hey, those guys are gonna get the reps. So elbow brace to us, right? Justin Bryant, elbow brace. Yeah, those are, look, the linebackers are tough for a reason. That's why he came out with the guns, Mark. I'm gonna show me one more time. So I mess with y'all, but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, so obviously Bolton as the QB of the defensive Spags has said, and this as many of you guys said in the chat here.
Yeah.
And you mentioned some of these other guys. Let's kind of look at the guys who are returning here, right? So you got Nick Bolton, Leo Chenal, Drue Tranquill. Obviously, I think the top three guys are set and forget. I think they're gonna stay in the team this year at least. But then we have the other three. You have Cole Christensen, Jack Cochran, and Cam Jones. Cochran and Cam Jones have gotten good amount of playing time. You know, week 18 games have stepped up in some situations over the last few years. The game that stands out to me is the Green Bay game a couple years ago where Cochran came in. But what do you make? So I'm assuming you think that those last three guys are going to have a hard time making the squad based on some of the new faces we brought in. What do you make of what do you make of the whole linebacker room that we have outside of Nick Bolton?
Okay, so what makes it difficult for a guy is what is the drop off when the starter goes out? It's going to be a huge drop off as far as what they're asking for a guy to do, right? Is he fast enough? And even if he's not fast enough, does he have the quickness? Even if he's not quick enough, no. Does he know where to be? Does he know his assignments fully well? Does he know how to communicate to everybody else? Is there a huge hole once that guy, the starting guy, goes out? So when you're have to make decisions on a guy's ability and what he brings to the table, that's what you had to think about. Like, okay, well, shoot, if Nick Bolton's out of here, Drue Tranquill and Leo Chenal, what is our defense going to look like without those guys, right? What are they going to look like? Are we going to be better? Are we going to be okay? Are we going to be able to make it? Or the guy that we bring in, is he going to be the weakest link out there on the field, right? Does he help hurt the integrity of what we're trying to do defensively in our scheme, right? Is he going to be the guy that when he comes in, they're sitting there thinking, we got to go after the guys immediately right now. Why? Because they've done scouting report. They know who he is. They know what his weaknesses are. We got to attack him immediately right there. So it's all based off of that, right, Marcus? So when we, you know, these guys that we putting on here, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not going to say any names, but sometimes these guys may get in. They may not have the quickness as Nick Bolton. They may not cover, you know, the lanes and the holes and the gaps like Nick Bolton does. And so you'll see it. You'll see it. So that's the way it works. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into the other guys we brought in because I do think that there is going to be, like kind of what you said, there is going to be kind of a little overhaul here, at least at the bottom of this list here. Generally, though, we'll get into who's going to stay, who's not going to stay. But generally, how many linebackers should a team keep? I mean, how many? Like, 'cause I know you've done some projections over the last few weeks. How many linebackers do you have the Chiefs keeping?
Probably 5 to 6.
5 to 6. Okay.
Yeah, because those guys are going to play special teams all over the place, and so that's what you end up doing is probably having 6 guys. It's probably dress 5. It just depends. Depends on, like I said, those guys are pretty much kind of the special teams guys. You got to make tackles, right? So you need to do this stout, and also he's got some speed. He's got some ability to move his hips, be athletic enough to make open field tackles. And linebackers fit the bill for all those things, right? The reason you can't use too many DBs is because those guys will get thrown out the club, man. You know, them jokers don't like doing a lot of physical stuff. So what do you put there? You put maybe running back or, like I said, linebackers for sure. Some tight ends get into there. Maybe a safety or two at certain positions. And I'm just thinking this special teams wise as a special teams coach, right? So I'm thinking also, too, some of your starters going to have to play. Some of your starters going to, hey, it is what it is. Leo, yeah, you got it, right? That's who you are. You're the left guard on punt. So and they just got to do double duty, baby. That's how it works.
Based on what we saw last year, and I'll say Cam Jones and Cochran, they stepped up well in the games they have played. Yeah. They lack in certain areas, but again, I mean, we're talking about guys who are, no one expected them to kind of step up and be starting every down linebackers. But I mean, as far as roles being special teams wise, coming in when a guy's down, like when Bolton was down a couple of years ago and Cochran came in and looked good. Because we'll talk about Bassa in a second and what he brings to the defense, but what's something that stood out to you as far as something that this current linebacker room, the guys who are coming back this year, where did it lack for you? And I know we talk about every week as far as the from losing Willie Gay, the athleticism that we had from that linebacker spot, Willie Gay spot, and last year kind of showed, we really had no one to cover running backs. Tranquill was getting cooked a lot when it came to that. And then also tight ends as well. Whenever we had to have tight end on linebacker or linebacker on tight end coverage, that was also rough too. So is that something that we'll talk about Bassa, but like that's obviously the kind of the Achilles heel of the linebacking room, if I remember correctly. For me last year, that was the only thing I could say. Like I love Chenal, I love Bolton, I love Tranquill, but they lacked in kind of the athleticism aspect to be able to stop some of these third down back type running backs.
Yeah. I think I looked at some of the ability as far as making plays. And also I think I had a lot of faith in Cam Jones to kind of, for him to come in and really, put a staple on some of the things when he get his chance and opportunity. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just didn't quite show what I thought it was going to be. I think Jack did a good job, when he came in. He was pretty solid for us. And, he looked like he had a great handle of the defense. Obviously, he's not Bolton. He's not as fast as him. As far as sideline to sideline, you could see where there was some, a little bit of maybe a lack of ability than a Nick Bolton, but he's a solid linebacker. I think we like Jack Cochran a lot. Cole Christensen, he was another one I wanted to watch. He's more of a special teams guy. So you want to be able to have, like I said before, Marcus, if I'm measuring a guy and what he's going to be able to bring to the table, I need for you to be almost as good as a starter. Like we got to think of you like, hey, Nick is out. We're doing everything even without Nick. We ain't changing any of the game plan up, right? That's what you expect. And so going into Bassa, that's what we're thinking of. Bassa's a guy that we're sitting there saying, you know what? Hey, we've had a problem, issue, linebackers covering tight ends and running backs. We got a Bassa. We got a guy that can run all over the place. Not only that, but he's a natural born leader. He's a leader. We've seen that. We've seen what he's able to do. We've seen he's able to communicate. He's a guy that, to be honest with you, may take a guy's job. You might have brought him in to be that dude. You didn't bring him in to sit the bench. You want him to show what he's got, right? And so that's when we brought Drue Tranquill in, it was like writing on our wall for Willie Gay. Let's just be honest here, okay? As much as we like Willie, Drue Tranquill came in, we paid him, and we talked about him. We talked about how good of a linebacker he is, and he's all of that. And then some. Everything he showed as advertised, right? As advertised. And so before you know it, Willie Gay's seeking out a new deal, and they was like, no, we got Drue here. We fine with that. Bassa might be that guy. He might be one of these guys, Drue Tranquill. Okay? We just had to see. But I do know that Bassa is a guy that could come on the field and play immediately. He will be a third down linebacker because of his skill set, because he can cover tight ends and running backs and even some slot guys. We know that. We know that. So
yeah, I think Bassa might be sneaky one of the most impactful rookies that we have on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring up a good point when we brought in Tranquill. I was kind of right on the wall here. I mean, and Bassa coming in, it's not so much. I remember that was one of the reasons why Tasia had him as one of his guys when we did the pre-draft stuff. Because he said, "You look, Tranquill's got one more year left in his deal. Leo's on a contract year. So like, those are two guys." One more year, and we're not going to pay everybody, right? We're paying Nick Bolton top of the market for linebackers. We're not going to keep paying linebacker money. And obviously, and Willie Gates is a good example of, you can sign a guy like that for a veteran minimum type of deal, 1 year, $3 million deal. You don't need to spend money on linebackers. But Leo and Tranquill both on a contract year this year. And what do you want to see from Chenal this year? I feel like every year he's gotten better, but still like. Yeah, he comes up big in a lot of the special teams. We saw him, make a spectacular play special teams wise last year. But I feel like because he's not your traditional. When we brought him in, I felt like we were going to kind of utilize him so much more. Like because you could put his hand down. He could be a hand down backer and then rush the passer and kind of play him all over the place because he's kind of a unique type of guy. Yeah. We haven't really seen a lot of that from him, and I thought I thought Spags was going to have kind of a field day with creativity wise, utilize him all over the field. I might be hoping in year 4 he could be utilized in that kind of capacity. But what do you want to see with Chenal in this coming year? Because we have seen kind of growth every year, especially in utilization. They've utilized him more and more and more of these past couple of years. What do you want to see his game kind of go to the next level?
Maybe probably getting a few more snaps, more plays. Yeah. I think once he gets on the field, man, you see his ability all over the place. There's no doubt he's a talented guy. He's big, he's fast, he's strong, and he's a baller. Everybody talking about the field goal block and stuff like that. Leo Chenal he's a hell of a linebacker, So I would want to see him get a lot more snaps. And my thing is, to be honest with you, because of his versatility, is why he's so valuable, because you can utilize him in a lot of different ways. I think, to be honest with you, I think Chenal is a guy that you might want to think about signing a long-term deal. Do you give him top money, or do you give him like, hey man, you've been faithful to us, we love what you do, that type of money, right? Kind of middle of the road, a good, hometown, home type of deal. Nice contract, right? You know what I'm saying? But
I feel like with his production, because you talk about he doesn't play a whole lot, right? I want to see him get more playing time. He can do him a lot more things. I feel like he hasn't really showcased a lot of what he can do, his versatility yet, because we really haven't given him the kind of the showcase and let him kind of do that yet. So I don't think he's going to break the bank on us. I think maybe a similar kind of the deal we gave Tranquill last year. I feel like that kind of deal kind of would be suitable for him. I mean, I don't know, obviously, but I think that would be kind of ballpark wise. That'd be kind of a smart kind of deal.
Well, let me see. So when I look at over here, his PFF, they putting this in. They had him ranked 6 out of 84 as far as linebacker wise, right? But obviously he's garnering about half the snaps of what Leo Chenal is, or not half the snaps of what Nick Bolton is, and almost Drue. So he's doing half of what everybody else is doing. Yeah. But that's why he's ranked high. So it's based off of how many snaps him being ranked that high. Is he a guy built for longevity? That's something that remains to be seen, right? Can you put him at Mike and see how he can play? Sure, why not? I wouldn't be opposed to that. But that's Nick's spot. That's Nick's spot. And that's what Drue played. Leo played. Leo played in what's name it? Leo played that in college.
Yeah, Wisconsin, yeah.
Yeah. So
Tranquill signed for 3 years, $19 million. So that's it's not not a bad deal to get him on. So in the 3 years, 19 minutes, that means we have one more year of Tranquill after this season. So Tranquill's a free agent after next season.
Yeah. So we got him here. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's one thing straight. It's a great point, JD, because he plays, but he's not playing nearly as much as the other guys. So that's one thing, because you can utilize him in so many different ways. And that's why I was so excited when we first drafted him. So, oh man, we can put his hand in the dirt. You can have a rusted passer. You can play him in linebacker. You can kind of do a lot of different things. That means we haven't really utilized the full Leo Chenal front yet.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You give the versatility because he can rush the passer. We've seen him absolutely decimate linemen because he has that ability, right? And so that's why it gives you, if Spags wanted to switch it up, from maybe a 4-3 to a 3-4, he could do it. He could do all those things. He could put Leo on the line and just and bring havoc. And it's really just kind of lining guys up. That's pretty much what it is. So you can put him in as a pass rusher on passing downs. If you just need a big body up there who's strong, to throw guys around, Leo can do those things. So,
yeah, I'm all for. I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Tranquill, I think that's the guy who's going to be battling for some playing time with the guy you just mentioned, Jeffrey Bassa, rookie from Oregon, and at last week's or a couple days ago's press conference, Nick Bolton talked about Jeffrey Bassa and had some interesting things to say about Jeffrey Bassa. So hear what Nick Bolton had to say about his new teammate.
What stands out about Jeff Bassa too?
Yeah, Jeff Bassa is we joke around all the time, but he's like a mix between Willie that was here and Leo in terms of just stature-wise and his play style. But I think he's been a great job communicating. One of those things that as a linebacker coming in, you know your job if you communicate well. He does that probably as good as anybody. And also just talk to the secondary, understand what people are doing behind him. And so I've also had some time to kind of sit down and talk to him a little bit and kind of pick his brain a little bit. And you understand that he's a high IQ guy, a high motor. He's a little bit lighter guy, but he can run. He can cover a little bit. So he brings those intangibles to the team we need.
You can tell that he's got a background as a defensive back.
Yeah, you definitely can tell. We made a joke about it one time because he's out there playing press like a corner. We said we take 31, put 35 in there, we might switch it out a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty fun, man. He's up there. He likes to play coverage, so that'd be great for us.
I love how you can see he lights up when they ask football related type questions, and he answers those questions. I mean, this guy's a football player. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
But Leo, the thing that stood out to me is he compared him to a Leo Willie Gay hybrid kind of guy, which I think is pretty interesting. Because that's put those two together, that's a really badass linebacker. If that's what he sees in him.
Yeah, no, that's talking a lot about his ability, man. That's high praise, man, coming from a good linebacker, a great linebacker in the league right now. And so for a young guy, he recognizes his ability. And so what do you see? He sees the speed. He sees the IQ. He sees the high motor that he's playing with. And so when he was talking about also, too, having some of that DB background, put him in the cover. And he wasn't playing. He wasn't kidding. He wasn't. He hey, man, put him in. I'd rather see more linebackers on the field than I want to see safeties and everybody else. Let these guys come in and come do the job. But I do believe that, man, Nick's going to fall in love with this guy. He's going to fall in love with this young man. And so what he sees in him is a lot of himself. I think that's one thing you recognize, right? And so I think if he takes him under his wing, the Chiefs going to be even better for doing that. So
generally, if you are putting a guy like Willie Gay, because I think we both agree he's probably one of the more athletic. He was probably one of the more athletic linebackers. He was definitely the most athletic linebacker we had. But overall in the league, probably one of the more athletic guys in the league, I would say, as far as linebacker position. And you talk about Leo Chenal, who's a strong dude, who can rush the passer. He's athletic. Can do a lot of different things. But you put those two together, that's a hell of a linebacker. And obviously, I'm not going to, two name comparisons, right? But he said from a physique and a kind of athletic wise, that's kind of what Jeffrey Bassa is. And, you talk about what we lacked in last year with the being able to guard running backs, being able to guard tight ends. Tranquill was kind of the guy for that, and Tranquill had a really good first year with us. Then last year was kind of a bit of a slip for him, and then you bring in Bassa, who can do the things that we kind of failed in last year. I think Bassa's got a very, very big shot of taking some PT from Tranquill. Obviously, we need to see what happens during training camp and preseason, how that kind of pans out. But would you be surprised if Bassa's stealing reps from Tranquill when we get to the season, JD, based on what we know about Bassa?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he did that.
Really?
Just off the bat, you talking about?
I guess I'm saying at some point in the season we see Bassa start to eat at the playing time we're seeing from Drue Tranquill. Maybe not right off the bat, but maybe over time you can start to see it eat at.
He's got to earn it, man. I'm not going to say anything until we see it. And so we could say that, but we could be wrong. We could be wrong. Drue Tranquill might come and play out the frame. Drue Tranquill's a good linebacker. We know this. Did he have somewhat of a last year might have been his best year, but like you said, the first year he came in, man, he was doing everything. That's why we signed him. We got him here, and sure, we rewarded him with a longer contract, more money, which he earned. He earned every bit of that. And so, this is a competitive league, Marcus. It's a competitive league. So I can't make that assessment until I actually see how he is in the NFL. Because that's another thing. It's another jump, man. You ain't no Oregon, okay? You're just not dealing with international finance. You're just not, okay? You're going against guys that for a fact is trying to rip your throat out. So, we just got to be make sure if he does get the chance and opportunity, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that competition, man. Really,
No, I agree with you. I mean, obviously, we hope that he's this good where he can take reps away from especially in an area that we were lacking, right? Not be able to stop the running backs, not be able to stop a tight end.
Yeah, but Marcus, though, look, guys got to earn it. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
I'm just saying, like we can't count Drue Tranquill out, right? Well, some people want to get rid of Drue. I'm not ready to get rid of Drue. Okay, I'm not. Drue came here and he wanted to be here. He loves being in Kansas City. I ain't ready to get rid of the guy. Okay, Drue is a hell of a linebacker. I like Drue a lot. So the thing is, you got to show that's who you are. I just that's who you. So that's why I hate having these conversations because we ain't seen nothing yet. He ain't played a down in the NFL at all, not one. Right? We seen his college tape and his college film. We seen that. We seen where he's been in, down there for Senior Bowl. We seen that. Okay, we seen his leadership ability, but we got to see him on Sunday. That's what we got to see. We got to see him on Sunday, brother. So I hope he's, I know he's a hell of a linebacker. We know that. That's why we drafted him, because of his ability. So that comes together to fruition to see how great of a linebacker he is. That just makes us better all the way around, right? Makes us better all the way around.
For sure. So, I guess to adjust the question, I would say of the three kind of the top guys in the linebacker room, Bolton, Tranquill, and Chenal. Bassa would take, if he was going to take reps from somebody, it would be coming from Tranquill. That would be the guy he would probably be taking reps from if he was going to steal any reps from anybody.
Yeah, but he's going to take, man, look, he's going to take some from Bolton. He's going to take some from Bolton, I would think, too, probably on third down. So if you need capable linebackers to cover, Bassa can come in and take some away from Bolton in the middle. That's what I believe. So it wasn't necessarily that Drue could necessarily do it all the time. If Nick had an issue and a problem, and we talked about some of the injuries he might have had, wrists, and obviously, his hand. Bassa could come in and play Mike. I don't think it's always about Drue,
right?
Really. So And Nick, to be honest with you, Nick will have no problem with that. He'll have no problem whatsoever, to do that. So let's utilize Nick when we need Nick, okay? We don't want to wear Nick out anymore. And so we need to understand that Bassa has the ability to play both positions. Matter of fact, that's what he played in college at the last part because he had to play Mike. He knows that position. He knows where he needs to be. And so like he was talking about the communication. And so part of that too knows that Nick is saying like, hey man, you got to be on the same page with me, as far as communicating with these guys back here. He knows where everybody is. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's one thing we saw when Bassa talked about. He's learning all different types of all positions on the defense. So your Sam, your Will, your Mike. So he's kind of he's learning all of that. So he's gonna be another a guy who's kind of utilized all over the place where need be. So I'm excited to see what Jeffrey Bassa can do. The other guys, Jay, we talked about that when we signed them initially in the UDFA market. Brandon George from Pitt and Cooper McDonald from where he was all over the place, but I think his last school he was at was TCU. Are these guys? I mean, what do you think about these guys? I know Brandon George. We talked about him. He had a one of the best RAS scores of any linebacker coming into this draft. It was very similar to Leo Chenal's RAS score.
Oh, really? Brandon George was? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of an athletic freak. He was more of a special teams guy in college. Not really. I think he only started 1 year in college, but he was more of a special teams beast. So that's a guy, we talk about the bottom of that linebacker room. What are they prioritizing, right? Special teams could be something that gets them on the team, right? Or no?
So, no, yeah, absolutely. No question. I mean, you get guys like that because they can run and they are athletic freaks. I'm not as up on him. I know you were speaking about him earlier, in the draft, talking about it. And when I was reading up on some of the things, they were talking about, because he's an older guy, right? I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of those COVID students, so he was there for like 5 or 6 years or something.
Yeah. So that was what I was kind of looking at, and obviously, I mean, people have their opinion on it, but from what everybody's saying in training camp or mini camp, he's looked really good. That's what they've said. Had a net interception every media day so far. Wow. Okay. All right. 6'3", 246. These guys, he's got the makeup to do whatever he needs to do. So I'll read down his strengths, right? From NFL when they were sitting there saying strengths, throwback size with a broad muscular chest and long arms, explosive testing at pro day with off the charts, plays very heavy behind his pads on contact with blocks, has the size and play strength to fill and constrict his gaps, played extensively on special teams. Weaknesses, started in only one of his 6 seasons at Pitt, lacks fluidity with his feet when operating at tight quarters, doesn't always recognize proper position and run fits, below average instincts and block take on technique, gets lost and can be exploited in both zone and man coverage. This, you could say this is kind of like a Willie Gay type of guy in a sense, right? Willie was just so good, man. He could make up if he missed, like he misses somebody, he had the speed and ability, man, just to make it up. That's how good he was. But Brandon George, he could be that guy. Young dude comes in and plays. If he learns everything he needs to learn, he's another guy that's going to be a freak. And so, Marcus, when I sit there saying how many linebackers you keep, it's going to come down to some of these guys. Ooh, oh, there it is. I knew you brought that up, man.
There we go, baby.
Yeah. Oh boy, Marcus is ready. Look at it.
we were on that one together right there.
Yeah,
we were all tuned up. So as far as this, right? So in yellow, obviously, those are the guys who I would say the guys who's kind of the question marks there. And in white, I have the guys who are, those guys will make the team, barring something unforeseen. But the other 5, I would say, the other 5 is the where there's kind of the question marks there. So you said 6 guys earlier. You said 5 to 6.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. 5 to 6. For
So
sure.
we're looking right now, and in this purpose, we're looking at two guys from the guys in yellow right here, which would be Cole Christensen, Jack Cochran, Cam Jones, Brandon George, and Cooper McDonald there. Let me ask you, because Brandon, when you just talked about Brandon George, that was interesting, right? Because when we first talked, you said you want guys, obviously, they play special teams, and a guy that when, you have to kind of look, okay, like, God forbid anything ever happens to Bolton or Chenal, we're okay and comfortable with that guy playing linebacker and going out there and getting reps. Now, with Brandon George, kind of gives you a different kind of predicament, right? Where it's like, oh, great special teamer, right? He's shown he can do that, but he only started 1 year at Pitt, and it's like, that's kind of scary to kind of go with that guy, right? Athletic freak, I'm not denying all that, but he only started 1 year at linebacker in college in the ACC, and it's like, wait, so we're gonna give our last linebacker spot to that guy who's a great special teamer, but he only played 1 year as a linebacker. So God forbid anything happened to the top guys, I'm not comfortable throwing him into the into the fray. I mean, that's kind of
because he only played 1 year as a starter.
Because he only started one year at linebacker. He primarily special teams guy his whole career, never actually doesn't have a lot of the body of work. I would say that would kind of scare me.
Okay, so let's just say, all right, okay, you're talking about the ACC, a guy that maybe he's a late bloomer. He started to figure it out that year that he played. He was like, wow, he really jumped off the screen to us. And so you're entrusting him to be in a system that once you get him in and say, hey, man, this is what we need for you to do. This is what you did at Pitt, all right? All we need for you to do is just to recognize the things that we need for you to recognize. So he has the physical ability. That's no question, right? None whatsoever. And we're talking about somebody who was going to be able to make, tackles on special teams as well. If that's his primary strength, you got to utilize a guy like that, okay? And so for me, I don't mind taking a chance on a guy like this, especially if you know what you're going to get out of him. And we're not talking for him to be, a Nick Bolton. We want him to be somebody that we know is a solid special teams guy and he can come in and probably get some reps. If he's learning everything he needs to learn, he's getting it from a guy like a Nick Bolton or Drue Tranquill or Leo Chenal and those guys. Maybe he's in a more conducive environment for him to be successful, right? Spags and those guys might do a much better job as far as up in Pitt. We have no idea what a guy went through in college. We just don't. And so I don't. I'm not going to be dissuaded because a guy only played 1 year, but he did well. When you sit there, you recognize all of his ability. You can have a guy that started all 4 years of college. And these jokers still might not make the team. And I've seen it. I've seen guys get drafted. And, this guy's going to be this. And all of a sudden, he's not. That's reality. So guess what, Marcus? That's where we got mini camp. We got training camp. And we're going to see at the very end of the day who they're going to pick. So Brandon George might be able to play in a better scheme, okay, that fits his tools, right? That's the way it works. That's the way it works. And maybe, like I said, the environment he was in might not have been conducive to him to show his ability, right? So my thing is, I'm not going to count a guy like this out, man. If somebody said he's over making plays, that's what you want to be able to see. If he jumps out on film 1 year or not, I could look at that and say, this guy might just be a late bloomer. That's fine. It's almost like a Priest Holmes, okay? It just kind of jumped in my head, right? If a guy like that who's behind Ricky, Williams, and all of a sudden he comes in and he gets up there to, Baltimore, behind, Jamal Lewis, and then all of a sudden he strives because he gets an opportunity. Now, all of a sudden, guess what? Chiefs give him, the top-notch position, and he blows it out the water. Now it's being considered that, as for me, I think, should be considered for a Hall of Fame career in that time. So I don't count guys out. I don't. I just think that sometimes guys just need opportunities. It might just be the system they're playing as well. So
I guess so. Like for the 5 and 6, right, with the linebacker there, right? Because you talk about they want a guy that they can trust to be in there to come in at any point. I guess this is why I was saying, you only started 1 year, but maybe he was a special teamer. Is the priority there from a team standpoint to keep a guy around, like from the 5th and 6th linebacker spot? Is special team more a priority than like, okay, when in doubt, we might need him to get a spot star or to come in and give us reps on the defense? Where's the priority kind of lie here? Is it like special teams?
Yeah, well, you gotta cover a guy, right? And you got to cover if somebody's faster than somebody else getting down and can't get off a block. I don't know how these other linebackers are. Well, I will say this, okay? Special teams wise, when I would talk about some of these things, special teams wise, it wasn't always great. I'll just say that, okay? You want guys to go down and make some tackles and make plays. Guys did that last year. If a guy shows the ability that he can do that and he's a lot better than this other guy doing it, he gets priority. And so, yeah, sometimes you just need a special teamer. Sometimes you need that guy. Sometimes you need a dude who's an absolute dog on special teams because you know he goes down and he has instincts to make plays on special teams. And I keep going back to guys that I know. Gary Steels, G. Steels was a special teams guy. Made the Pro Bowl on special teams. Why? He had an instinct. Go out and make plays. G. Steels, played for us, out on the field, but not as much. He was a special teams guy people look at. You making a Pro Bowl special teams, you are a significant part of what we do defensively, because special teams is about field position, right? And so guys had to have instincts to get off blocks and all those different things. It is absolutely imperative that you have a dude who is great on special teams. You have to have a dog that's going to go out there and go hunt, man. You have to. So Krista Lee's making a lot of good points. Krista Lee was talking about Bassa coming in, playing cover 2. We don't do a whole lot of cover 2, Krista. But, Bassa definitely can come in third down either way for whoever it is. But, yeah, I think also, too, Krista Lee said if they develop him, watch out, a steal. That seriously. So he can definitely be a steal. I want to get some video on him. I haven't seen him in camp or any of those things at all. But maybe I need to keep my eyes out for this guy. So, I'm going to tell you what. He out there making plays. You guarantee who's keeping an eye out on him. You see all the other names you got in there? Cole Christensen, Jack Cochran, Cam Jones. M. Jones keep an eye on him. Okay? That's what it is, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, if he's doing what he's doing out there, and obviously I love his RAS score, his athleticism score through the roof. So yeah, I mean, if you can put that together on the field, and maybe it took him 6 years to kind of get it right at Pitt. But hey, I mean, if he's making plays now, I'm all for it.
Sometimes, man, you're gonna have a late bloomer, man. Next thing you know, man, he's he becomes the guy. And all he needed was an opportunity and a chance. And you're like, well, how come he was successful? Well, we run a different defense. We had a whole different type of scheme. Maybe have better coaches. I'm just saying, it could be a lot of different things. While a guy may only just have 1 year and he was able to thrive and show what he could do. Right? Yeah.
I guess for me, the only thing that would kind of give me pause there, and I'm not knocking him at all. I'm just saying from a standpoint of, man, it took him 6 years to get to be a starter as a linebacker. It's like, generally it's 4 years, but he had 6 years. He finally got 1 year of those. I mean, because back when you played, you guys didn't have the extra COVID year, right? The COVID years. So it's like you had 4 years to do it. It took him 6 years to do it. And that's where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you can be late bloomer, but later than most would be like the only thing. I'm like, okay, all right, well,
sometimes it take it, man. You had 6 years. It took you 6 years. Yeah, dude. Hey, man, if it took you 6 years to become that good, fine. Then we got him at the right time. Got him when he's in his prime and he's at his peak. I'm good with that. That's what we need to have him. We didn't need to have him at year 4 where Joker wasn't starting. He's just a special teams guy. We need him right here in year 6 where he's actually showing what he can do. His RAS score is off the charts, and he's actually this type of guy. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it, man. Yeah.
Hey, if he shows out and play in preseason and training camp, he continues to do what he did during minicamp, I'm obviously I'm fine with that. I want the best guys to make the team. I don't care how old they are.
There you go. Absolutely. So
I don't care how many years it took him to get a starting job in college.
Listen, we have an affinity. We fall in love with guys all the time. And guys on the team are likable. We understand that. But sometimes, it's all about competition, right? And I go back to Pono's question about the wide receiver who's going to make the squad, who's going to make the team. Okay. And so we've been talking about, other wide receivers making it and we don't know who's going to be the guys. Okay. And it changes every single year. It just does that. It's the NFL. That's how it works. Because we're not the only team. Other teams, are looking for linebackers too. And so, if he doesn't perform, he won't be here. It doesn't matter who it is in any level, in any position. It's just, that's what the NFL is all about. Not for long, right? So.
Yeah. Well, what have you done for me lately?
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But I mean, it's another Monday where we talk about another position group where it's like, man, it's going to be interesting to watch this group. Man, the last two spots will be very interesting. Very hungry for those last two spots.
Yeah. Ooh, Krista Lee said Jay Dunn. Brandon George a little bit reminds me of old 59 Donnie Edwards. Oh, really?
Settle down.
Hey, take it easy. Oh no, I got to see that now. Donnie man was a real dude out there. Shoot, that joker had to hurt his back. Donnie would have been a first round pick, and then you see how he was able to do what he was able to do here with the Chiefs and then with the Chargers. Donnie was silky smooth.
Longevity too.
Absolutely.
He was good till the end.
So if he's anything like Donnie, half of what Donnie is, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm also seeing some DJ 2.0s, which is, again, let's take it easy. You're comparing Brandon George to Derek Johnson. I mean, come on, guys.
Who?
I saw someone say Derek Johnson 2.0 in here. Okay. He said wish it into existence. Okay.
Oh, okay, Will. Now we got you, Will. About time said I'm gonna lay Bloom at 52. By 55, that'd be my prime. There you go. Love it, about time. Thinking the same thing, baby. Faye, we'll see you later. She said, I got to go, guys. Work 12 today and have to get up at 4 to get ready for another 12. Have a good night, and thanks, JD and Marcus. Thank you, Faye, for showing up. Appreciate it. We will see you on Wednesday. Okay? Get you some rest. So.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting. It's a very, very crowded linebacker room. Let's say every other position group that we have. I mean, I know we drafted Bassa, and then Brandon George is a hot name everyone's been talking about. I feel like you guys are more excited about Brandon George than you are Jeffrey Bassa, quite honestly. I've seen more comments about Brandon George than some of the guys we've drafted, honestly.
Really? People
are excited about Brandon George. I mean, everyone likes to find the undrafted gem. I feel like Elijah Badger and Brandon George have been like one of the most talked about rookies that we brought in this offseason.
Yeah. Krista, she made a good point. She said he's already mature because of his time in school. Yeah. So that joke is,
Well, I mean, I've seen some immature 27-year-olds in my life too. I mean, just because he was in there for a long time doesn't mean he's mature. But yeah, hopefully, yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. He's coming in, he's sitting down with an ascot and across the leg with a nice little brandy in his. When he's chilling at home, yeah, I had a good day today.
Most of the other kids of the team, most of the other rookies are drinking like Natty Light or Bush Light while he's drinking a bottle of scotch and just so much more mature than everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so linebacker groups in the books. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So JD has 5 to 6 linebackers that will be kept. Obviously the 4 locks: Bassa, Bolton, Tranquill, and Chenal, and then the other 2, we'll see what happens with that.
Yes. But I from that list that you had, I think Jack Cochrane he's a solid guy. I think he's one of those that they love a lot. I like Jack a lot. And then you start looking at the younger guys, the younger fellas, for sure. So we'll have to see that, man. So Cooper has played linebacker all 4 years. He is interested. Do you know anything about Cooper?
I know he's been to like 9 different colleges.
What?
Washington. I think I'm exaggerating there. I think Washington, Arizona State, and TCU. I think if I remember correctly from my research after we signed him. He played at. Okay. Washington. Okay, Washington, San Diego State, and TCU. So 3 schools: Washington, San Diego State, and TCU.
Okay.
Solid. I mean, yeah. I mean, had what had. I mean, he was a good pass rusher from the as a linebacker. Like 7 sacks in his college career.
We said 7.
Yeah, about 7 sacks. Yeah. Yeah, 3 at TCU, 1.5 at San Diego State. Okay, 3.5 at San Diego State, 1 at Washington, and then 3 at TCU. So, yeah, I mean, you see that from your linebacker there.
Yeah, because I'm looking over on this. They had him as like
an outside backer.
Edge. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's his size? How big is he?
6'3", 240.
Okay. Huh.
I don't think he tested well either at the regional combine he was at.
So he had 4 years, man. Started in March. There you go. Right.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's a 5-year guy. 5-year guy.
5-year guy. Okay.
Yeah, at this point, it's gonna be hard to find guys who are staying 4 years at who were in school during the 2020s time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was guys who are still playing. I think who were like playing college football in 2018. Right now, still the Oklahoma State quarterback. That guy's been in college for like 10 years. He's like Van Wilder.
Oh yeah, he's been getting them. I don't know.
I don't get it.
Hey, I got another note. I got another one. Yeah, this is a metal red shirt on top of in this too. So,
well, there was a tight end in Miami who's been in college forever. Cam McCormick, and I think he's going back. I think he's still playing. Oh no, he went undrafted in this past year, but he started college in 2016, and he just went undrafted this year. So for 2016 to 2024, the guy was in college.
Okay.
But he had it wasn't just COVID. He had injuries on top of COVID with that. But yeah, he went undrafted. He was the other tight end. Now he's the scouting assistant with the Patriots. There you go. Congratulations, Cam McCormick. 10 years of college football paid off.
Man, I'm sitting over watching that. Obviously it's the highlights. YouTube Cook McDonald, man. He's got some ability, man. He looks good.
Ooh.
He looks good. He's good, man. Rushing the passer for sure. So I think he's kind of built more for that.
Is that hand on the dirt or is he a stand up? Stand up.
Yeah, stand up.
Maybe he could be like the guy that we traded for from the Cardinals last year, who never made Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas, yeah.
Maybe he could be like that.
Yeah, I think he's Cam Thomas. I think he's a little bit more suited for kind of stand up. He looks good though.
Did you watch Brandon George's highlights yet or no?
No.
Okay.
I just pulled him up. So, interesting.
They got some dudes.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I totally forgot about Cam Thomas. Man,
you and I were waiting for him to pop up at any point. Never.
Oh man, I'm just like, man, let this guy fly around. I want to see him, and just I don't know what it was.
Who had more of an impact last year, Uche or Cam Thomas? Uche. Yeah, Uche got more playing time. Both those guys, I thought we're trading in season trades for edge rushers. Nothing happened with either one of them.
Yeah. See, and it's kind of like when you have like a Uche is sort of like this guy, like Cooper McDonald type, kind of stand up linebacker. Really not one that's in, drops down pass coverage. So when I came out, Marcus, this is where I played in college. I was kind of that linebacker on the outside, sit the edge, drop every once in a while. But that was, I know that position really well. So we'll see, man. Can't wait. Training camp is going to be very interesting. Training camp is going to be very interesting. And so, like what you said a good thing. She said, "Hey, man, it's great to have this issue that we have a lot of talented guys at these positions, man. We are deep all around the spot, man."
Yeah, tough decisions are a good thing because that means you have a lot of good talented guys in the team. And we're talking every position from punter all the way to long snapper. I mean, that's the competition's going. Well, maybe actually, I don't think we have a backup. I think I think James Winchester's fine. I think he's got the long snapper position down. But
yeah,
it's always interesting, JD, because when you played long snapper, was it Chenal Gammons at the time? The long snapper.
Kendall. Yeah.
Did they ever bring in other long snappers on the team, like to compete with long snappers, or no?
Kendall was the best in the league, man.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
I was curious if that position ever got any competition. Obviously, if you have a guy who's kind of shaky, then obviously you're going to bring in other people. But yeah, it's that's interesting. What was Kendall's other position that he played? Like, was he like
he was
tight end?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
That's family right there, baby. Yes, sir. Yeah, because he Kendall had played when he was down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Some tight end and stuff. So, yeah, very capable guy. One of Pitt's finest out there in Missouri.
Oh, he was at Pitt State?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So he was a local kid at the time. Man, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, well, James Winchester, yeah, he's goated for sure. He's gold.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we hope everybody enjoyed our linebacker episode tonight. As we noted, there's a lot of talented guys here from all age ranges. We keep making age jokes about Brad George. He's not even that old. He's like 24, 25, so not that old for a rookie. But I guess in this day and age, that is kind of the norm now, 25-year-old rookies. But we hope you guys enjoy the show. We will see you guys Wednesday night to discuss more news as we get closer and closer and closer to the real thing. Because basketball season's over now, JD. We have baseball season, all-star games, and then we're going to get to football season.
Wait a minute, Marcus. Wait a minute. Hold on. We did not acknowledge, and I'm going to say it right now, okay, for getting us to 10K, okay? We haven't had a chance and opportunity to thank you all for getting us to 10K. I know Marcus put it on Twitter. I haven't really had a chance to put a response. It's been, this weekend has been crazy. Like I said, I spoke at the Juneteenth thing, and I'm getting ready for this Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame next week, and there's a lot of things coming up. But first and foremost, I just want to let everybody know just how humble we are that you all have come out, just supported us, and knowing that we are putting the time and the effort in, and y'all been with us every step of the way. And I just want to tell each and every one of you all from the bottom of my heart how much we love and appreciate you. And we couldn't have done any of this without you. Thank you so much for coming out here, just seeing us, and just dealing with us and putting up with us. So here's to 10,000 more subscribers. Tell all your friends, family, and whatnot. Get the name out there. This is one of the podcasts I think is a little bit more personable with everybody. We like to talk to you guys, interact, speak to you all. But you are family. We thank you so much for each and everything that y'all do for us. We really do. And so I'm not going to lose not telling you that, because we do. We appreciate you so much, immensely appreciate you guys. So you think about it, Marcus. What did you say your piece, brother? Yeah,
I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, we started this. We've been going since like 2021. We've been doing this, and it's been a hell of a time doing this with you guys. And obviously, like we said in the post, Chief Concerns is nothing without the community, right? It's just it'd just be JD and I just talking back and forth about Chief stuff, but you guys, make it what it is, and you guys have obviously helped us grow. I mean, many of you guys have been with us since day one. We had 100 subscribers to now to 10K. It's been a hell of a ride, and like JD said, to 10,000 more. But it's as much as we're Chief Concerns together, all 10,000 of us, all 10,002 of us. We're Chief Concerns together, and it's been a hell of a ride, and looking forward to continue doing this with you guys. I mean, you guys really are family to us. Like we've had different things that have gone on in our personal lives, being able to come on here and talk to you guys. And JD and I said before, it's therapeutic to be able to talk, about our lives, what's going on with, with my family members, with my dad, like, what happened in earlier on in the year, being able to come on with you guys that same night that he was not going to take him to the hospital, just being able to talk to you guys about that, and just open up about more than just Chiefs. And I've seen people before talk to us and say, oh, just stick to Chiefs talk. It's like, well, no, if you've been around the Chief Concerns group as long as all of you guys have, it's more than just Chiefs talk on here. Yes, majority of what we talk about is Chiefs stuff, but we talk about our lives with each other. You guys share pretty personal things in the chat with us, and that's amazing that we have such a strong community that we can talk openly about our lives with each other on the show. But so yes, I really thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. And JD, I actually went back and looked back at the first episode before Chief Concerns became Chief Concerns, when you and I first had our interview the other day. It was really funny to watch.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to get that and show it, but I just, it was a great time to see this thing blossom to what it is, Marcus. And I tell you what, man, I can't express the gratitude for where I've been and been able to hook up with you, my brother, to do this thing, and Eric too, since its inception. Tage being a part of it. Let's talk about, of course, the players and the coaches who've been on here being a part of it too. So everybody's part of this thing, man, and we don't want to leave anybody out. Just like you said, and I'm just going to pair it off of what you just spoke about and discussed. The personal things that's going on in our lives. We've been able to come in and talk about it. We've been able to come in, pray about it. We've been able to come in and pray with you guys and speak to you all. Hopefully this is therapeutic as well. This right here is a community. It's great to be part of a community that, we support one another. And so it's important to do that. But listen, this thing has grown into has been an absolute blessing. I just want to tell you all how thankful we are to have each and every one of you guys. Y'all have all grown with us. Y'all have. Y'all seen, my grandson. Y'all grown with us. Y'all grown with us. So let's continue to grow together, man. We family. Chief Concerns family. We are family. So
yeah, my gray hair has grown too since the inception of this show.
Yeah. So.
And also too, I don't think we made mention of this, but last week we got a 10K, but a couple of days before that, we were ranked top 6 show in all Kansas City Chiefs shows from some podcast list company. And so we're up there with the Arrowhead Prides, the KCSNs of the world, and it's just you, me, and you guys. That's who we have. So it was nice to see that we were a top 6 show in the community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, man, we're humbled by everything. We're going to keep this thing going, man. We're going to keep this thing going. And so, like I said, get this information out there to your family, your friends, and everybody else. Like, go in and check out the Chief Concerns. Y'all can talk about anything. It is a safe space. Absolutely is. So we always want to infuse and ingest with love out here. We spitting it out here in this world because the world needs it right now more than anything else. And so we're going to hold each other accountable about being people that are loving toward one another. We're not trying to put anybody down, man. We're trying to hold each other up. We're going to stand on each other's shoulders while we do it, right? We're going to try to do it the right way. Like I was talking about my speech is when I said the righteous way. Let us all be righteous. Let's treat everybody the way we need to be treated. I say that each and every time. So, man, with that, my brother, before I start getting some waterworks around here, thank you so much for each and every one of you all. We'll start with this About Time. Thank you, About Time. Talking about you and your family. Know you're doing well. You've been making some strides. Good to see you. Witchy, appreciate it so much, Witchy, for all the things you do, how you come out here with your banter. Great conversation as always. We appreciate you so much. Sasha, thank you so much. I could go through each and every one of you just saying this. Andrea, Chenal, appreciate it. Andrea, sweetie, thank you as well. Thank you so much, Andrea. And we had to, obviously pray for you and your family at the times that you have been through things. Laura Zinsser came on, seen your name, and you've been an absolute staple for what we've been doing for the past few months, I guess, Laura, since you come on here, and you've been a regular. I just appreciate you so much for those things too. G, my guy, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the congratulations, man. Neff, word. We got there to 10K. And Neff, man, we know how it is. We've all come on here and prayed for you. The things you've gone through, we hold each other up, Neff. You know how much I love you deeply. That's right there is my nephew. I look at him, my brother, but that right there is my heart. And everybody's been praying for you and asking about you, all those things, man. And I appreciate everybody out here just doing that, holding my family up. Right there, my nephew, he's the one that we all love and we talk about. So he's a good man. He's a good man, and I love him dearly. Hannah, thank you so much, Hannah. I appreciate it so much, Hannah, for coming out this way. That's right, Marcus. This family's chat is about our team, KC Chiefs, and each other in safe space. That's right, Hannah. Good to see you, Hannah. Always coming out here and showing your love to us. We appreciate you so much, Hannah. Thank you for showing up. Crystal Lee, haven't seen you. It's the first time I think we've seen your name. But I tell you what, you came in and you've come in and given us a lot since you've been here. So thank you. I've been watching since the beginning. Thank you. I just never commented until now. Grace, oh my gosh, thank you for saying something today.
And that's a testament to you guys, because she never commented, but she sees all your guys' comments. She needs to get in on it. She had FOMO, and then she's like, you know what? I'm coming in on the show now. So there you go. Crystal, welcome to the chat tonight.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said something. Thank you, Crystal. That way we can commend you, too, for coming in and being a part of this thing. And thank you for coming and being day one. Gary Holland, my guy. Appreciate it, Gary. Thank you so much, Gary, for all the things that you come out here and give us. Always good to see you guys, all those different things, man. Appreciate you, Gary. Love you, my guy. Nana Sherry, thank you, Nana. Appreciate it. Yes, cannot wait for Dungeon again. Woo, I'm gonna bring the fire. Those Friday nights, we coming in. Keys to victory. Get ready, okay? Because we're gonna be bringing all the smoke. We're gonna bring the fire. We're bringing everything, okay? So get it ready, get it cooking. Okay, thank you, Nana. I appreciate you so much. Sasha, thank you, Sasha. Appreciate you. You come on. And you're always good with quick witted. I always see Sasha. I'm like, Sasha's with us all the time, ready with a nice little comeback and whatnot. So thank you, Sasha. Appreciate you. Since you've been there until we get to 100K, we're trying to push that way, man. Let's see. I see Will in here. JD's keys of pre-game victory hype. Appreciate it, Will. Hey, I told you, like I just told Nana. Man, we're going to be ready for it. So, sweetie, thank you. Marcus loves you, and, you love him back. So we was able to get Marcus out there for the wedding, to dance a little bit, so y'all got that little bit of the, connection, huh?
Yeah, the Caribbean connection, baby.
Yeah, the Caribbean connection, so, yeah, that's good. Linda Hunter, thank you so much, Linda. Appreciate it for all the things you do, giving us your time and whatnot. Thank you so much. Demetrio Spence, my guy. Appreciate it, my man. I know you fall in here every once in a while, but you always come in and, always gracious with your time, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Joe E, man. Thank you, man. I see Joe come in every once in a while. Joe, good to see you, man. Kind of in the wind, and he's in the back. And I see Joe, he'll shoot something in real quick and he dips out. So I'm just like, but always good to recognize that name. Joe, appreciate it, my guy. Thank you so much. Noah John Marshall. Okay. Noah John. Okay. If Joe, you still on here, Noah John Marshall is somebody who's actually been on our show. You remember that? Back when we were having guests. We need to do some more of that too. We would love to have guests come on here live to come speak to us and talk.
There's also a function I've seen some of the Sixers podcasts I follow where I have to see how I can connect it, where it's a number, where it's like a toll-free line where people can just come in and call in and ask questions. So pretty much what you guys do in the chat, but you guys can call in and like make your voice be heard like the old school, like call in on the radio. So we can do that as well. So that functionalities we can test out throughout the upcoming season for sure.
Okay. Well, even come in and see your face. Okay.
That too.
Yeah.
That
so
too.
Noah, we saw his face, man. He's out there in Bali, I think, right now. So yeah, holding it down in the South Pacific, my guy. Appreciate you, Noah.
We had Noah, and also Barbershop also came on. I remember because it was really rough connection. I remember we couldn't really hear him, so we had to turn that thing all the way up.
Is that Justin Blackwell, man, appreciate you, Justin Blackwell, coming in. You've been there with us, man, and we appreciate you so much. So, G, my guy, appreciate it, my man. Are you kidding me? Greatest day of my life. I'll show my friends.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, it's good times, man. Sparkle Sports Car. I hadn't seen you in a while, but appreciate it, man. Appreciate it for coming in, talking to you. That Sparkle Sports Car is like, I always recognize that. And, you got something there that sticks, man. Appreciate it so much, Sparkle Sports Car. And so, let me see. Who else we got? Sim McBride. What's going on, Sim McBride? Sim McBride is always one that we always have here. Appreciate you, Sim McBride. When I see this Sim McBride, I always think Cincinnati. I don't know what Sim McBride, I don't know what comes up. But Sim McBride, I think you're out there, if I'm not mistaken, recollecting somewhere on the West Coast or something like that. I could be wrong. But Sim, I know you're always out here, and I appreciate you so much. G Pick, our guy. G Pick, man. I don't know. What can we say about you, G Pick, man? You're always one of the faithful, man. Come through here all the time, man. So we appreciate you so much, brother. We appreciate you so much, man. Love you, man. Appreciate you. Yuck Food Tube 2.0. Okay. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. I just want to thank everybody. I could go on and on with this, and everybody too, man. The barbershop right there, absolutely 100. My God, barbershop, for sure, for sure. So I know everybody kind of stays in the wind. You hear your voice. Man, I holler at you all. Man, step in and say, what's up? That's all it is. Then y'all can bounce back out and, go back, do what you was doing, okay? So.
About time. I'll bet I'm calling in drunk and picking on Witchy.
Oh, always good times. They're family. That's what family does, right? That's what you do. So, Faye, appreciate you, Faye. I know you're already off of here right now, but hopefully you'll go back to see some of this. Just want to let you know how much that we love you and we appreciate you. So let me see who else we got on here. Well, I'm the Brown. So I'm the Brown, my brother. I know you up here somewhere in the chat. I know you was in here, my guy. Thank you so much, man, for, he hits me up on Twitter too, a couple of things. So I appreciate it. I'm the Brown. Test us. And I love it. He pushes and gives us a little bit of perspective, but I'm just like, I love it. I'm the Brown. Absolutely love it, bro. I absolutely love it, man. You keep it going, man. Appreciate you so much. Kyle Bailey, man. Hadn't really seen this name as much, Marcus. Have you recognized that?
Kyle Bailey? No, I don't think I saw it. Was that earlier on the episode?
Yeah, somewhere in here. He came in about 9:30. But Kyle, man, appreciate you coming in, sticking your head. If you're a new subscriber and whatnot, we appreciate your contribution, man. Keep coming back. Keep coming up. Keep coming back, my guy. Let me see. Chief of 65 TPT. What's going on? What's going on, Chief of 65 TPT? Thank you so much for coming in. I think I'm saying it right, unless it's something else that's going. But I see you on here all the time, man. Thank you so much for your support, brother. Thank you so much. So we're gonna keep this thing going, man. Let me see what else we got on here. Hearts and Roses. Hearts and Roses is here. Hearts and Roses. Hearts and Roses. I just, when I'm looking for warriors that I know is going to have my back on things, Nana Sherry, Hearts and Roses, they come in with a force on anything. And I love it. I just love your passion, your fighting, each and every one of y'all. Y'all coming in. You can just tell this is good people. All y'all good people. Y'all are. Seriously. So thank you all for showing up. Let me see. Oh, man. Who else we got in here, Marcus? Let me see. Man, I'm just.
Got a lot of people in tonight.
A lot of people, man. A lot of folks. Yeah, and I can't tell how many people we got in here. You can tell the count. I don't know how many people we have in here.
I mean, it changes. So currently, we have 36 people watching currently, but it changes throughout the episode. So it's not the same 36 people the entire time, or it definitely switches.
Yeah. I wonder why I can't see how many people's on my end. Julia Gulio, good to see you out here. Thank you so much.
That's an old name. We've had Julia Gulio on before. She's
no, Julia,
OG.
Oh yeah, OG. Yes sir. Yes sir. Let me see what we got on here, man. I'm gonna put the top.
Which you all had a nice comment earlier, JD. I think you already passed that. She said, let's go to it. Witchy Hall. Okay, she says, may seem a little deep, but this channel has renewed my faith in humanity, and I had seriously lost almost all hope. So that means so much to hear that.
Thank you. It means so much. Yeah, absolutely. Real people. We got real hearts that, we love people. We do. And you know what, Witchy? It takes people like us that we do have that hope, okay, to renew that strength, like you said, in humanity. Because it could be dark times and there are people out here, but we know there are good people out here, and we need to understand and express it all the time, right? And we're just not gonna just buy into that. Can't do it. We want to do it a different way, right? Being good people, and we should. So I just tell everybody, just that's what we should do. That's a responsibility, brother. But Witchy, just for you, thank you. And you show your goodness all the time out here. I always laugh at it. But thank you, Witchy, for doing the same for us too. Yeah. Rich, who did I say? Man, I passed him up. Rich Cooper. Okay, name I seen in here. Man, Rich, appreciate you, my guy, for showing up and seeing you. Pono Kawhi. Oh no, I didn't get to talk about Pono. All people, Pono comes in, man, hit right across the noggin all the time. Like, yeah, hey, Jason here, right on the 10. What do you think about this, huh? I'm gonna get rid of this guy. And all this Pono, man, take it easy. But I appreciate you, Pono, for coming in, man, and giving your thoughts out here, man. We love everything that you got to say and to have a conversation and talk, man. So we may not agree at times, but hey, I love always talking with you, brother. Always love talking with you, so.
Yeah, no, Pono loves your Sky Moore takes, JD.
Oh, yeah. Rip his hair out. We got him. So it's all good, man. It's all good. Nathan Graham, appreciate it, my guy. Hadn't really seen that name, but I thank you so much. Ray028. Ray comes in. Ray028. Thank you so much for showing up like you always do. It's one of those names that always sticks in my head that I just recognize. So Sasha, let me see who else we got in here. Marcus. Trying to go through this for more quickly.
And Stu's in here as well. Stu Salzman. Stu, hope you're doing well, buddy.
Stu. I spoke with Stu earlier, man. So yeah, Stu. Hey, man, you keep it going, brother. We're talking about good people, man. Hey, just continue to be good people. Good brother right there, man. Stu, appreciate you, man. I know you've been going through some times, but yeah. A little Hulk Hogan flex. There you go. Showing the pythons, right? And then what Hulk Hogan does, the python. Yeah. That's what you got. Yeah. So
you want him doing the Hulk Hogan, not me doing the Hulk Hogan.
Nathaniel Walker, thank you, Nathan, for coming in, man, and saying your piece, man. Keep coming in, brother. Appreciate it. Deshaun Hammonds, my brother, thank you so much for showing up, giving all your support, man. You do a great job every time you come in talking to this, man. This is wonderful. It's wonderful. Justin Blackwell, good peoples. You guys are the only good distraction at times being in. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, man. So let's support each other during this time, these dark times. So let's share some light. Bring some light to this. I said, man, let's be that light and lamp on the hill. That's what we need to do, okay? And bring it to other people as well. Let that become infectious, right? Not the negative stuff. Let's do the positive things to get us to where we need to be and where we need to get to. Wingus Dingus in there. How is JD Molindez for a decade while also probably the nicest athlete all time? Oh, my God. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Kill him with kindness, baby. Kill him with kindness.
That's right. That's right. So,
a pancake and then help the guy off the ground.
yeah, up on up. Come on up, man. Try it next time, okay? I got you. But with that, man, listen, everybody, thank you so much. I know we kept you there, but I had to acknowledge everybody that's in here. You know, I talked to other people that's on here as well, man. Love you guys. Take care. God bless. We will see you on Wednesday night. Marcus, my brother, love you. Love you.
Love you too, man.
Thank you all. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. And we will see you all.
Wednesday night, everybody. We'll see you.
All right. Ah! Get them guns right.
There you go.
We'll see you.
See you, everybody.
That'll be good.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.